Join me as I take on the challenge of filling my sketchbook with a brand new adventure. I'm super excited to start fresh in my sketchbook. It's like a breath of fresh air for my creative process. And there's something about a blank page that just feels like endless possibilities. And artist block, but we won't say that. We're not going to say that. Because facing a blank page can be super intimidating. I mean, where do I even start? I've been there, staring at a blank page for what feels like hours. My mind completely blank. It's like, I know I want to create something, but I just don't know what. But then I remind myself that it's okay to not have it all figured out from the start. I like to start brainstorming ideas, thinking about what inspires me, what I'm passionate about, what I want to express, what colors I love, and I just start sketching. As I start to get in the zone, my sketches start to take on a life of their own. I begin to experiment with different techniques and mediums, and I try out some new pencils and new markers. And you might see in the future of my channel, I love to play around with a bunch of different art styles, maybe a little bit more semi-realistic sketching, although I'm not that good at sketching, gouache, oils, acrylics, watercolors, markers, pencils. But one of my favorite art styles is illustrations. Just love illustrating, and the joy of creating something new is like the best feeling ever. I feel like I'm learning and growing with every single piece I create. And as I look back at my journey, I'm so happy that I have the privilege to make art and to share it with you guys. You might see in my channel or across YouTube that I do support other artists, because I think part of art is that it should be shared, and you need to share it with a community. And if we artists don't support each other, who's going to support us? We need to be each other's first supporters, first subscribers, first followers. And it's just been so fun to see what everyone's up to and to see what people like and people's different techniques and ideas. I was thinking of doing a few vlogs in the future of maybe sketching in public. So I'd love it if you guys could let me know what you think, what you would like to see. I know South Africa is a very diverse landscape, and I'd love to take you guys with me on holidays so that you can see what it's like. I love sketching in different colored pencils because I feel like it just brings the artwork to life. Like compared to sketching in grey, once you paint over it or color over it, you have this grey undertone. So coloring with blue or sketching with whatever color, it pops at the end of your painting, and I just love it. I think my main idea for this page was just to have something fun that kind of introduces my character with the iconic hair. It's not that iconic, it's iconic to me in my heart. I really wanted to introduce this little character. I want it to be fun. Usually I get so frustrated or scared by what my first page should be that I just don't do a first page, which doesn't really make sense because then the next page is my first page. But usually I just try to avoid my first page completely, which I told myself I'm not going to do that today. Here I am painting with acrylics, and I'm just keeping it nice and flat and 2D because I really want to get that illustrated look. This is a person eating noodles. Well, me eating noodles, by the way. I really like this sort of draw with me, chill with me vlog type of videos. It's not completely a vlog, but I think it's nice that you can see how I paint in real time instead of just a time lapse, because with a time lapse you can't really appreciate how long someone's painting or the amount of effort they put in or precision. Not that I'm precise at all, but I think one has a lot more understanding for a piece of art when you see it happening in real time, and it's lots of fun. It's very chill, very in the moment, not too much editing or planning or scripting. It's just raw fun, you know. For some reason, this acrylic paint reminds me a lot of gouache. Not that it's in any way water-based or watery like gouache. It just has a very smooth, opaque look, which I actually quite loved, because my gouache is rock hard because I accidentally left it out. Well, I didn't seal it properly. Not that I can still use it, but now it's a little bit more like a watercolor. But this acrylic has a really nice opaque look, which I loved. I usually actually have a color mixing technique that I use so that all my colors are pretty uniform and harmonized. I didn't use it in this one, which wasn't good, but my colors luckily still turned out nice. I think I just didn't have as much time to paint today, so I didn't want to spend time mixing. But in another video, I can show you this little hack, which is amazing. I cannot believe my brush was this dry. At this point I was like, please just use water, so I actually went to grab water. With oils you can paint dry, and obviously you can experiment with dry acrylic and whatever, but acrylic dries really fast, so it's nice to add just a little bit of water. Another little tip is, if you do not have enough money to buy oil paints, because quality oil paints are expensive, and cheaper oil paints you need a lot of linseed oil and turpentine. So if you do not have enough money to buy oils and turpentine and the whole mix, you can buy a little spray bottle, just a little plastic spray bottle, and fill it with water, and as you are painting with your acrylics, just spritz over your page and spritz over your paint, and it will stay wet much longer, which will have that oil effect. quite sure what I wanted to do with the background, and I absolutely loved my character, so I was a bit scared to mess it up. But I thought of the whole movie theater look that has the one side red, one side blue, and I decided to try something like that with this. And I think even though it obviously isn't exactly the same, I quite like the effect that it has in the end. Here I decided to do a little black outline because I liked the outline of everything else, but I felt like the hair and everything needed to be tied together. So I'm actually really happy that I did that, even though it's very, very faint. I think seeing this done in real time really makes one realize that no artwork just pops out of thin air. Like, it takes a moment. I know there are people that paint really fast, but it's not often that every single artwork is a quick masterpiece. Often one figures it out along the way and takes your time, and I think process over perfection is the most important goal when it comes to art. I felt like the page is still a little bit empty, so I decided to put in a few squiggles, and I think that tied together the whole look. Here I'm busy with a few finishing touch-ups, a little more stars and outline, just to bind everything. And I'm so chuffed with how this turned out. I think it's really cute. I think it's a nice first page for a change, considering I don't normally do one. And there you go. I put the sleeve of the sketchbook back on. It's nice that it has a sleeve because it looks nice, but I can also take it off and just bend my book and scribble. And I hope you enjoyed this video. It was so much fun showing you my art process, and if you have any ideas or regarding vlogs and stuff like that in the future, let me know in the comments. And if you like this, share and subscribe it to other people. Bye!